give everybody a moment because I did say around. Well, I told a couple people, not everybody. That was my bad because I am so forgetful lately, and it's crazy. Sorry. Okay, something's wrong with my tablet again. Always, always, always when I want to do something, my tablet decides to go bonkers. Don't know why. Just the way it happens. Nope, that's not it. Okay. Yeah, my tablet does not want me to view this. And I've got 18 of you on here, so it's good to have you guys here. I'm trying to figure out what is going on with my tablet because it doesn't want to show me this current video. What? No. Okay. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out or I'll go bonkers. I don't know. Come on. I'm glad that some people can see me. I'm just trying to get it up on my tablet so I can view the comments and all those things, but my tablet wants to say that no, you can't see yourself. Well, I know what I have to do. I did this once before because of the way my devices were non-commutative. I had to basically clear everything and restart because my tablet's like, well, you started too early. You weren't really live, and I'm like, yes, I was. I don't care what's going on in the political world. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh yeah, I see people. I see Michael Superbreaker. Hello. Or is that Michelle? It's Michael. All right, it's Michael. All right. Hello, Brenda. Glad to see you're here. Hopefully, your husband is doing well. And then, my opinion, truth. Did you get the photos of the Christmas lights? Oh, darn it! I do have them. I did have a really good picture. Unfortunately, it's not on my tablet. Otherwise, I would try to put it up. But yes, I gotta write myself. I don't have one. Jerry, can you remind me once I'm done with this to put up the pictures of the outside lights on the community page? Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Amy. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's basically a strawberry watermelon energy type, like a little squirt bottle. Probably shouldn't be drinking this at after 7 o'clock at night, but I will probably wear, right now as the day stands. I have been, well, not just me, I shouldn't say I, but Jerry Ann and I have basically been starting on the front room to get it cleaned up and organized so we can set it up the way we want to. That and what? We can get the clothes out of here. Oh, yeah. And then we can start we've got 4 storage boxes for different seasonal clothings. And Jerry Ann and I talked about it and said it'd probably be easier if we just each season has its own box. And, yes, certain seasons will overlap because winter might last a little bit longer before spring actually kicks in. And summer might kick in earlier than spring. So it's best to do it that way than try to bring out a whole bunch of clothes at once and end up having a packed, cluttered closet the way we're trying to do our closet. So we've been working on those kind of projects. So we're just like trying to get things done finally. Um, it might work on a metal shelf. It actually might work better on a metal shelf than, let's say, you got an old wooden table and you want to put like a new schematic or top or whatever, and you decide to use floor tiles. Sometimes the tables, because they've got this like smooth glaze or whatever you want to call it, varnish, veneer, whatever you want to call it, on the tabletop, it might cause issues with your tiles to stick, and you have to like give the tabletop a buffering so it the coating on the top of the table kind of comes loose or comes apart. But yeah, I would think that floor tiles would stick a whole lot easier and better on metal, depending, I think, depending on where the shelf is. Like now we have a metal shelf outside, but the actual platform that everything sits on is wood. So it would stick better on that than, let's say, straight up metal in a ever changing climate, non climate controlled room like our outside storage room. Is basically the only thing keeping climate in there is a water heater. So it's nice and warm in the winter times, but during the summertime it has its humidity and whatnot because it's not, totally weatherproof. It just protects from the basic elements. Humidity, unfortunately, unless you have your windows open all the time while it's humid, none of your indoor climate controlled shelving units or tabletops are affected by the humidity. That's one of the bad things. I don't really like humidity because it causes wood to warp. So every so often I have to look at my wooden shelves out there and, okay, I gotta flip it back over, flip it over so it will start to bow back down to a flat surface instead of sagging. But I think your floor tiling should stick to a metal shelf better than most surfaces. Because you got to realize when people lay down flooring or tiling on their floors, especially when it's like those peel and stick type tiles, um, the floor has to be clean and no crumbs, no stuff on the flooring, or the what they call the subflooring. So not much is up right now. We spent a good portion of our morning, afternoon, um, cleaning up in the front room and getting things sorting out and straightened out so we can start doing other things that that room pertains to. So, you know, at least we're getting busy and things are getting done around the house. Actually, I'm realizing as long as I do it safely or wisely, the more I do, the less my body seems to hurt. And probably because the factor of so many years of having jobs that basically kept me on the go. I wasn't standing in one place all day long. I was walking back and forth in a deli department, going into the back, doing dishes, and helping unload shipment or stocking shelves. So it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've done that, and I've let my body kind of go into a form of, I don't know if I want to say atrophy, but definitely not doing as much as I used to has definitely created some issues. Um, it's one of the reasons why my mind sometimes goes, um, Yeah, Jerry. Um, we're not going to go there right now because, yeah, this could easily either get ugly or whatever. But it makes me wonder if I should go out and get a part-time job. But the thing is, with the medical exams and the actual issues with my lower lumbar, which is basically correct me if I'm right, Jerry, disintegrating discs in my lower lumbar, and I don't know if it's bulging or disintegrating discs in my neck. Huh? Degenerative discs. Thank you, Mom. So that's what it says on the doctor's reports. So I'm just kind of like, Ooh, I didn't realize this was open. Well, I did this on a nice sunny day. And I know why they just asked me to close them because these windows in this part of the house are older windows, and what happens is, um, yeah, degenerative disc disease. What happens because these are these are like the original windows before they started building onto this part of the house. So because they don't have very good weather sealing, um, they do let the cold out or in, I should say, not out. But it's been one of those like we get 2 or 3 days of good, warm, decent weather, and then it decides to, drop to 40 degrees overnight. And middle of the night, it might drop down to, middle of the night, it might drop down to the 20s on our colder nights. Well, I'm sorry the light reflection bothers you. Nobody else is complaining about it. It's like, yeah. Uh-oh, we just got a rain alert. Brief rain about 7:49 p.m. in our area. Yay. As long as it doesn't freeze. When it decides to freeze, I have to worry about other things besides the freezing temperatures. I have to like when it gets down to 30 or below, I turn on all my spigots so it has warm water dripping from the spigot. That's an old school trick to keep your pipes that are not insulated from freezing. Even though a lot of people I know that have underground, like a crawl space, the pipes are exposed, and a lot of people will have those pipes wrapped in a form of insulation. Well, since I don't know what the pipes look like after all the plumbing that we had redone, they said they changed it from the old copper piping to the modern day PCP piping or whatever it's called. And I don't trust it because that stuff cracks easier than the old school copper iron pipes. So hey, I got to do what I got to do to keep my pipes from bursting. Um, um, okay, yeah. Jerry is your to go to person when it comes to DIYs and crafting. Um, by the age of 50 year old, 80% of people have degenerative discs. Yeah, yeah. That's probably true. Okay, if it's in an inside shelf, you won't have to worry about warping or whatnot because of humidity. Um, oh, they're more flexible in the winter. I was told that they can burst, just the right amount of freeze, and they will break. Um, but I guess we don't get that cold. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not a big DIYer. I just know what little I do know about certain things is from either things I've read or things I was taught or learned from life lessons. Um, but yeah. Hey, Redhead. Good to see you. Nellie said she might not be on because usually she goes to bed around 8:30 her time, which is 7:30 my time. That's why I want to try to come on as early as possible. But because of one thing or another going on here at the house, I had to wait until now. Um, yeah, mine's chronic. Yeah, but it causes like a chronic pain. I mean, we did something. I forgot what it was. I think it was Friday or over the weekend, and or late last weekend or last week, and my back just went what the and started hurting, and it hurted. I was in pain pretty much the whole weekend, doing very little to nothing because of how I felt. Um, but yeah, I've got some chronic issues. But yeah, with the between the physical health issues and the psychological health issues, yeah, mm-hmm, no fun at all. No bueno, no bueno. Um, what was that one character? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The gold digger. He hit a stone or something like that with his pickaxe. Lick it and no gold. Um, I can't even remember the guy's name. That's how old. That's how old I am. I remember the original Rudolph the Reindeer slow motion, or what they call slow. Was it slow motion photography that made it look like actual, an actual animated type thing. Yukon, okay, Yukon Cornelius. All right, I couldn't remember if it was Yukon Gold or something like that. But Jerry knows she loves Rudolph the Reindeer. I've kind of, I don't want to say I've grown out of it, but I've just kind of gotten to the point where it's just like, it don't, it's not that it don't interest me, it just don't excite me anymore. Um, Stop motion claymation. Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, you see, I go to Jerry for a lot of this stuff. I go to her for DIYs and entertainment, and she comes to me for nature and the supernatural. Um, so, yeah, it's not that I've grown out of it. It's just my tastes have changed, I guess, over the ages. Um, but yeah, um, I think I loved Rudolph more when it became more of an actual animation than a claymation. Because then it became a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it anymore. But it's been a while since I've watched any of the shows that I grew up with as an adult, and I don't know if it's just because my attention deficit disorder has become worse over the years, and I can't really sit down with something slow. Um, so, Mom's Foot. Well, I don't know if she's on here or not, but Mom can answer. If she's on here, she can answer that because I don't know. She says a lot better, so that's good. I don't know who that is, Pickleball. I mean, you could tell me all the different people who. Yeah. Okay. I don't know the names behind the voices from back then. Well, yeah. Or it could, or he could have been the snowman because he did a lot of like the narration of the different stories of Christmas. Okay. Go ahead and continue typing because I don't know if they could hear Mom. I don't have mics. I just have my phone. Um, oh, he was the snowman. That's what I thought. But like I said, I mean, the only time it's been ages since I've watched and heard the voices. But I think I do remember that the voice of the snowman for every one of the claymation series of that time was the same voice. So, um, but like I said, I just don't know. Yeah, he was a snowman, the narrator. Okay, that's what I kind of figured because all the snowmen from all those claymations had the same voice. I remember that much. I just never knew who the person was who did behind the voice. Yeah, well, when you're a kid, everything's fun. I mean, everything like that is fun as a kid because the story behind Santa Claus and that all the different myths and theories and or not theories, myths and stories and legends behind Saint Nicholas that made you know the modern day Santa Claus basically. But nowadays it's kind of like, well, when you know the stories of Saint Nicholas and what he did as a live person, he was a real person, compared to the stories of Santa Claus nowadays, you kind of go, no, no. I mean, granted, they use a lot of the stories as like, okay, everybody who got coal was bad. No, because when Saint Nicholas, the real person, was alive, he gave chunks of coal to help the people heat their homes because that was their source of heat, was charcoal. But he did leave presents and whatnot behind and homemade toys and things like that. I do love vintage Christmas. I mean, but like I said, I love the true stories behind who Saint Nicholas was, not the modern day version of Santa Claus. Um, I mean, yeah, me and my father loved watching Miracle on 34th Street. The original. I can't even remember the actors' names. Yeah, Maureen O'Hara and yeah. See, Mom would know. It was one of hers too. But these modern day stories behind that original ideal of Miracle on 34th Street, I can't get into. Yeah, but the original idea of Christmas, one that I can't watch because I don't. Oh, yeah, Natalie Wood. Um, the one of the Christmas stories that I remember having has Laurel and Hardy in it, and it's toys and Babes in Toyland. You I also remember seeing while we were in Germany on TV the opera version. What? Yeah. Oh, Marshall the Wind Soldier. But in Germany, they had during Christmas one of their big shows was the the Broadway I can't even remember who wrote it, but it was the original operatic version of A Christmas Story, or now I can't remember what it was. Um, um, Bugger. It had the Sugar Plum song. What? Okay, Jay's got me. Um, that was a big thing in Germany. So, but not Dickens Christmas. Well, in Germany it wasn't Dickens. Yeah, it's a Nutcracker Suite or something like that. Oh, it's Russian, but it's played a lot. I remember seeing it in Germany on TV. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy the old traditional Christmas. And a lot of things I learned about that was in Germany. I might not remember like names like the Nutcracker Suite or anything like that, but I enjoyed watching traditional versions of Christmas from Germany. I mean, one of the traditions they have in Germany is Christmas Eve. The family would get together and decorate the tree. And Christmas night, when all the kids went to bed, they would put a pickle, hide a pickle amongst the ornaments and whatnot. And the first child to find that pickle got a special gift, what they call the pickle prize or pickle gift. So granted, last year we did Peanuts themed Christmas, and we're going to probably do that again this year because I just don't have the time nor the energy to get all the Christmas stuff out of the shed and decide what kind of themed Christmas we're going to have. It's just like there's a lot of old ways of doing Christmas, and I don't have kids, so it's basically one of those things where either Jerry or I hide the pickle, and all three of well, whoever put the pickle in place does not go looking for it, but everybody else does. And the problem with nowadays between Jerry's back problems and Mom's back problems, I don't think we're going to do that this year. But yeah, yes, really adopted from Alexander. Oh, yeah, but you know, the Nutcracker. I think I don't know. I don't know what Jerry's putting on there. So I'm like, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a history. I'm not that history buff. Um, Christmas Carol is nice. Scrooge, no, no. If I was gonna have to watch a movie like Scrooge, um, oh, Jerry's saying Christmas Carol is Scrooge. No, I think they're talking about the newer Scrooge with what's this? Yeah, Alistair Sims. But no, the one thing that I don't see that much. Well, they turn it into, huh? Bill Murray, yeah. Um, the one movie that I saw once and went, no, they're doing a bad adaptation of Krampus. Here we go into legend and lore. Krampus is supposed to be the evil side or the dark side of Saint Nicholas. And basically, he is the one who's basically, according to legend, Germanic legend, he would go the night before Christmas, like the eve of Christmas Eve. So basically, the night before Christmas Eve, he would go around snatching up all the naughty boys and girls, and he would take them to his cave or whatever you want to call it, and basically annoy the crap out of them, antagonize them, torture them, threatening to eat them. This was not basically to be vile or evil. Basically, it was a way of trying to discipline and teach the little naughty boys and girls how to be good people, how to be good children. Um, they would get returned to their families by Christmas Eve. But between word of mouth, because storytelling kind of gets twisted as it goes down the line. But nowadays, modern day people have taken Krampus and turned them into like a horror story or movie or something like that. And I'm like, no, 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 no. But I think I like about the ideal of Krampus, um, is because he's not really harming these kids. Like he's not eating them or tearing them apart or disemboweling them or anything like that. He's punishing them, so the parents don't have to. And Christmas could be a good day instead of a whiny day of I didn't get this, I didn't get that. Um, but you know, it's one of those things where you look back at it and it's like the old stories, the old Little Red Riding Hood stories and stories like that. And all these were, there's a whole bunch of dark stories from Bavaria written by the Brothers Grimm. And if you've ever seen the TV show Grimm, you kind of have a hint or a clue of what the Brothers Grimm were writing about. And it's all legend, it's all stories, it's all folklore. And for me, the reason why I like a lot of this is not to give you a look into the folklore and the things that people used to use to scare their kids so they'll behave, But it just, I think if you're gonna really look at Christmas, you need to look at both sides, and you really need to dig deep into the legend and the lore and the truth behind Saint Nicholas. Um, but it's a lot of interesting stuff. I'm sorry, I just a lot of people might look at me and go, "You got a twisted mind there, young man." Well, yeah, as twisted as anybody out there. It's just my twisted is based on legend and lore and stuff that people wrote back before written history, or not wrote but spoke about. So, huh? Oh, but anyhow, I mean, yeah, everybody can love certain, Christmas Carol, and various different Christmas movies, but let's get back into the original, where it started. How did it start? But yeah, a lot of kids would get paranoid about the idea of Santa's watching. Um, but that was the one thing about Chris Kringle. Chris Kringle was just a simple woodworker, a simple entrepreneur. I would say some people would say entrepreneur because he did a lot of different crafts. You know, he was a cobbler, which is basically someone who fixed shoes. He was a whittler, a woodworker, stone worker, like carvings and whatnot. He was a man of many talents, you know, and those talents helped him be able to give boys and girls different toys or things like that. And his wife got into it and helped with like making dolls and whatnot for little girls. And Christopher, or not Christopher, Nicholas would make like wooden soldiers, wooden toys, little wooden choo-choo trains, little stone statuettes of a castle or stuff like that. You know, but yeah, he basically Nicholas and his wife, and I don't know his wife's name, um, would make all these toys. And he wasn't a rich man. He was just like an average Joe, just like everybody else. He did a lot of this under secrecy because the local magistrate was not exactly happy about this. He's giving this guy, this no unknown guy, was making toys and giving it to the kids and giving everybody chunks of coal to keep them warm during the winter time. Where does this guy live? Where does he get his money? How can I tax him for all this toys and that kind of stuff. You know, there's a lot of different stories behind you know the whole Santa Claus, the origins of Santa Claus. You know, but it was the people who defended Nicholas from the magistrate because they were being happy. They were actually getting stuff on a special day to make them happy. and help them out with fuel for the home, you know. But um, yeah, some of the fairy tales and lore and whatnot of the time were dark, and they were made that way, especially help keep most of the kids who listened in line. And back in those days, most kids would stay in line because they didn't want Krampus to come. They didn't want some hack. Well, the only way I can say is a goatman. You know, hooves and legs of a goat and horns of a goat, but the body of a man. You know. But there's all the grim tales do shed a lot of darkness on the world. But you got to realize at the time when they wrote their stories, when they first started writing their stories, it was a bleak existence back then. I mean, that's why it was called the Dark Ages. Um, so they wrote all kinds of, like, they would listen to legends and lore of the local folks and write down stories, make up stories using the lore or the entity that they were talking about as part of their legend and lore of the time, and they would just write stories. Oh yeah, they might be bleak and whatnot. I love the stories where it's like the hero has to slay the evil creature or whatever, and wins the hearts of a townfolk, or the townsfolk, or a young maiden or something like that. But not all their stories were that way. I mean, a lot of their stories was basically very dark and bleak. Um, but some of the other Germanic history, basically, you can definitely say it was history, is I think it was King Ludwig II, also known as the Black Swan Prince. Um, he was also the one who basically commissioned his final piece of work through a friend of his who helped build all the castles near Munich, which were basically built for King Ludwig. Neuschwanstein, Cinderella's castle, as some people would call it. That was his last and best creation. But they also called him the Mad King because he started going mad. Nobody knew why, and he fell with some sort of illness. And basically, once Neuschwanstein was built, from what I remember story-wise, is there was a grotto, an underground area with a pond and whatnot, and he had two black swans down there, and he would use secret passages throughout the castle to get to this grotto. Now, most of that is legend and story. I've never been in Neuschwanstein. I've never heard the story of Neuschwanstein directly from a tour guide. I just read a bunch of stuff from history. Um, so, but I mean, that's one of the few places that if I ever get the chance to go back to Germany, I would definitely go to Neuschwanstein. Okay. Um, so, what time is it? Oh, how long have I been on this? Oh, only 30 minutes. Okay. Um, wow. 30 minutes, but I felt like it's been a longer time than that. That's why I had to check. Um, so, hold on a second. I see a lot of laughing faces going up. What's so funny? Yeah, I like a good joke every so often. Um, okay, Donna Docs, please do not start anything because I have not heard anything that would cause anybody to be called a troll. You know, if mom didn't want anybody to know, she would not answer questions. So, in fact, I want to check something real quick. Oh. Mm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Anyhow, well, I don't know what's going on, and I really do not appreciate people trying to stir up shit. So please don't, because I don't have a problem taking away the spoon and using it on you. Because I treat you just like a little child. Act like a child, get treated like a child. That's all I have to say. But anyhow, I just forgot what I was gonna say. um, well, I know when my alarm goes off to tell me it's 8 o'clock. That's probably when I'm gonna start winding down because put the baby to sleep. The baby. Well, she is still a baby, but put Oreo down and unwind myself because even though my back hurts and whatnot, I'm having this issue of yeah, I know you can, Jerry. I'm having this issue of my heart and my brain wants to do as much more as I can in the front room, but my body is like, nope, 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 nope. Yes, Oak Island is on right now. We wait until the next day to watch it, so we don't have to have as many commercial interruptions, I guess you'd say, or anything like that. That way we can, speed past commercials or skip over the commercials or whatever. Which I don't think we do for Oak Island because we want them to get the revenue from the commercials. And I tell you, if I was younger and I had the knowledge that I have now and can go up there and work with them as a volunteer, as a digger, or somebody to help them, just do whatever needs to be done. I don't care if I was there as a cook. I would. I would bear the cold, harsh elements of Nova Scotia in that area. Yeah, they don't work in the wintertime because the island is basically unreachable. The ferries don't go out there. The little bridge that goes from one little island to the island where they're digging is, yeah, yeah, I know, not as new as they are, or not as new as you. Yeah, that's what I should have said. Um, but yeah, I would. If, if if this happened 30 years ago, yeah, I wouldn't have a problem. But it didn't. So, where are we? Where are we? Oak Island. Well, we could watch it now, but no, we prefer to do it tomorrow so we can choose the day, the time of day. So yeah. um, oh, maybe you weren't talking to me, Jerry. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, anybody's welcome to come on here and join the chat as long as they're not trying to stir up problems. I mean, I usually me and Jerry can usually spot trolls and deal with them right away, but I also give them fair enough notice so they can either straighten themselves out, and if they don't straighten themselves out, it's just like sorry, you're gonna get put in. You're either gonna get put in the timeout for the day, and hopefully when they come back or that person comes back, they've learned their lesson. If not, well then they're just getting removed from the channel. Right now, I have not been reading any books because it's either I am brain dead, can't concentrate on what I'm reading, or there's so many other things around the house that need to get done that I don't pick up I've got many of books that I want to read. I just haven't picked them up. I'm trying to read one or two. Well, I've got two books that I've got out that I want to read. One of them is in my office. The other one is at my bedside. And I read to a certain point in the book on my bedside that I was like, okay, I have to do X, Y, and Z before I can even try to do A, B, and C. Or I have to do A, B, and C before I can get to X, Y, and Z, whatever. Um, so it's been a little difficult for me to read. Um, oh, I'm sorry I didn't see you say that, Corey. Wow, my wish list. Well, here's the problem, Corey. I have very few needs, but I have a lot of wants. And the thing is until things settle down at the house, around the house, I I don't know what I want. You know, so I mean, yeah, I would love to get. There's a few things that I would love to get, um, but most of them that I can think of off the top of my head are a bit out of our price range. So they're on the want list for, somewhere in the hopeful near future. Um, I had somebody ask me that question once before, and when I said what I wanted, what I said, what was on my mind, um, I found out that Dee Dee basically took that and made it into a bullshit thing and ran with it. So I'm just like, you know what? If I decide that I want to put out a public wish list, it will be on Amazon. In fact, there are a few things in my public wish list from Amazon, but I'm not expecting anybody to get me anything. Jerry has already told me that she's got a couple items off my list and whatnot. And to me, I'm grown up now. I know when I was a kid, when my dad was still alive, my Aunt Lee would have on the side of her refrigerator by Thanksgiving your name and basically by your name you were supposed to write down your wish list. Um, Here I am at 53 going, I'm not a kid anymore. I need to focus on the important stuff, or the affordable stuff. So I don't really have a wish list. Um, I have a want list, and the difference between a want list and a wish list is a wish list is something that you can afford now. A want list is something that you may or may not be able to get. So that's kind of where I am right now. Um, all right, docs. just leave it be. Leave it be. You're not here to be a watchdog. Um, Style without trial. Okay. I don't know what I'm getting from Santa until Christmas morning. Um, oh yeah, I got a wish list, but like I just said, um, I don't have very much I need. Um, yeah, there are a few things I'd love to get, but most of those are wants, and the wants are something that I may or may not get. It really depends on how the future holds. Otherwise, don't ask because it's none of your dang business. I don't want you. I don't want people running to Diane or whomever to, start an unnecessary or unneeded pot stirring. Um, so, um, hey, Kicking, you're on. That's all right. I'm probably going to be on for at least another 30 minutes, maybe less, depending on how my brain starts feeling because we did good this morning. We did some work in the front room, cleaning it up and organizing it and trying to get things situated so we can, get to, not really the next, well, yeah, get to the next current project because our, right now, with trying to finish changing over summer to winter, we've decided to do seasonal. So it's like a box for winter, a box for spring, a box for summer, and a box for fall. That way, we're not dealing with large amounts of clothing at once. We're dealing with a box at a time. So just it's. Oh, Corey, I didn't think you were trying to stir up anything, but when people continue to ask the same question after I've kind of answered it, it's kind of like, well, you're not listening. But anyhow, um, yeah, let the party begin. You're not late. Honestly, Kicking, your timing is not really early or late. It's the time that is necessary for you to arrive. I don't. The only time I worry about time is like appointments. You don't have an appointment to sit in here and talk with us. You come and go as you please. Um, so, uh, no, so I do not have one. Thank you for okay. Um, yeah, I don't know who this person could be, but I'm just like, whatever. Um, I already checked on her channel, and she's like very very recent to YouTube according to the channel or her her channel. Um, I've got stuff I'd like to send you, but I don't know if you'd like the stuff. Just some stuff from my crafting shed my dad used to put around with. Um, you know what? If you want to send me something, go ahead and send it to me. It's your choice. Um, if I decide that I don't have a use for it or something like that, I will either try to gift it forward to somebody I know could use it, or if you want it back, I'll send it back to you. Simple as that. Because I never know what I need or what I can use until I see it or tinker around with it, play around with it, and see go. Oh yeah, I could really use this. Um, Style without trial. You're welcome. I don't know exactly why you're thanking me, but you're welcome. Um, Good night, Corey. I don't know if you're coming or going. Uh, Of course, I never know when I'm coming or going, so that's all right. You know, and gifts given from the heart basically are always nice to get. I don't ask for a lot of things because I'm not used to having a lot of possessions. I keep what I need or I keep what I use, and then the rest of it either gets stuffed somewhere in a corner or gets given away because what am I going to do with it? I don't know what I'm doing with it. I have no use for it. My wife, on the other hand, tries to keep everything that she thinks could be useful, here or in the future. But since I never know what the future is going to, thank you. You are a good mod. I'm sorry, I'm skipping around all over the place. So um, it's one of those things that I'm not trying to be like, um, what's the words I'm thinking? I'm trying not to get on Jerry Ann for having all the things that she has, because I can understand. She's been in one place all her life. Of course, she's going to have a life. Um, so yeah, you know, I understand both sides of the coin. Hey Hannah, did you get new glasses? Yes, ma'am, I did. Been traveling for work, so I haven't been on for a while. I like your glasses. Thank you. Basically, I was I got a note from my doctor saying that I can get one. I had to go in for a diabetic eye exam to see how my eyes are doing. Found out that my eyes have changed. They've got they got a little bit worse. Um, I have what he said was the beginnings or the possibility of cataracts. Um, and so I needed a stronger frame or a stronger pair of glasses, stronger lenses. And I didn't want to get wire frames because the wire frames were falling, coming apart on me and just weren't really cooperating. They weren't the right angle. They were like tilted or something was wrong because of my face, whatever. And I was looking at new frames, thinking, okay, if I can get a new frame that's a little bit more solid, not as wiry, things like that. And I came across these and I went, oh my God. And I put them on my face to try them on. And I was like, um, these are military style glasses that my father wore. I want them. Not only because of the fact that they're a good solid frame, they won't break as easily, but it just, you know, reminded me of my dad. So yeah. Um, you're going with the flow. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong. Um, yeah, time is of the essence. To me, is kind of overrated because we can never tell what we're going to be able to do each day, and then we never can tell how long we're on this walk. To use a Native American frame. Yeah, I checked on that too, kicking. So yeah, I know. Oh, you weren't leaving? Okay, that's good, Corey, because the way it sounded like you were saying goodnight, and I was like, okay. Um, Corey, hold on. Um, I skipped over some. Hey Jim, don't forget the pictures would really look like to see them. Yeah, I have Jerry gonna remind me to put them on the community page. Um, let's see here. See them. You have a good night and take care. Gotta go. Can't stand fake. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about fake there. My opinion. Um, Um, well, I'll tell you what, Kicking. I have to go through some of my essential oils to see what I need, and maybe I'll let you know. um, so, yeah, because right now I don't know what I need or don't need in my um, essential oils. Diane and I are wanting to sit down and make some of our own blends for us. So, yeah, um, I'll let you know. Beverly. Oh, Kicking, you're funny there. Um, Crafting Queen is okay. Um, don't know what you're talking about. Becky, please unblock me on your wife's channel. Thanks. Becky, that is totally up to her. I don't mess with that, and I don't think she has anybody blocked anymore. I'm not sure. Um, yeah. Um, feel the same about wire. They are too easy to bend. I really like the thicker frames. Oh, my glasses. Yeah, okay. Um, yeah, I kind of like the thicker frames because, like I said, one, it reminds me. I look almost like my dad. I'm pretty sure if I cut my beard down, and had a little bit more balding up top, I would probably look like my dad. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, who's this? Um, so yeah. Yes, Jerry, I'm so ready. My daughter and I are thrilled. We've been prepping since the beginning of November. Uh, um, I, I think if I remember right, you said you are going to go to Vegas for New Year. When are you driving out that direction, or are you guys flying? Um, hey, Bluegrass. I have rediscovered the deliciousness of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Oh my God. There are times where I just crave peanut butter and jelly, that I'm eating peanut butter and jelly like it's going out of style. Um, yeah, carrier oils. Thank you, Jerry. Um, bu- 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 you should get a notification if I put something on the community page, because sometimes I will put on the community page when I'm going live next. Um, so yeah, but I might be putting. I also might be putting it on my Facebook channel, my Facebook, and my Instagram. Um, Basically, blends of different essential oils to create a one scent. You can use certain essential oils to make a calming type oil to put on a infuser. You can make, put certain smells together to make like what smells like the forest. You can put certain smells together to make it smell like a vanilla cream based pie or something like that. Um, so different essential oils mixed together make a certain smell. Some of it for calming, some of it for relaxing, some of it for meditation purposes. It really depends on what you want to do with the oils. Um, yeah, they're amazing. They are. Um, Becky, okay. Um, have you seen my strange things? Have you seen any strange things in the night sky? Well, being as I haven't been able to look up at the night sky lately because it's been overcast or cloudy, I'm gonna have to say not really. At least not in this area. Um, Not in the central Missouri region. Um, um, yeah, there are so many different kinds of weed. Um, I don't usually get the weed if I go. I usually get like the oil or the gummies because I can't really inhale the smoke because of bronchial issues. But yeah, I haven't gone to a dispensary in forever because we used to be able to purchase what we needed via the internet online and have it shipped to us. But, um, you know, don't have the money for that kind of stuff. Um, where was I? Mercury Rising. What an interesting name. Hey Jim, Dad said tell you hi, and he hadn't seen you. Yeah, I haven't been working there for almost about a year and a half. Um, because one, they kind of fired me, and two, because of degenerative discs. It makes it hard for me to work, stand or work for long hours on end. So I am basically forced retired, I guess is what I'd call it. I don't know. Um, no, I'm not working at all these, but yeah, okay. Um, I would love to be able to work at all these and just sit at the register and help people out, but um, I don't think that would be possible either because sitting for too long also causes back problems. Like right now, I'm sitting here. It's been almost an hour. Actually, it's been over an hour, 68 minutes, and my back, my upper back is just like starting to hurt like crazy. So I'm probably going to be getting off this in a little bit. Excuse me, my skin is dry. Um, where am I? Oreo. Okay. Let's see here. Where was I? Dre, you're welcome. Okay. So glad to hear that you see your C has a progress. Yeah, it's been really doing good. She's barking at the closet? Like what particular area of the closet? Jerry? Jerry, what part of the closet? Left or right? That's Henry. Um, so you're okay. So you're leaving on the 29th of December and driving, or how you going cross country. Um, yeah, Jerry loves her peanut butter. She'll eat that straight up. She won't even put it on a bread. She'll just take a spoonful at a time. What? Yeah. Oh no, no. He's a ghost. He's one of three ghosts that seem to be permanently positioned, or not positioned, but permanently part of this house or part of this land. I don't know if they're part of this house, but
It was a battlefield.
yeah, it was a battlefield. I did forget that. So that's right, because I did see him full-bodied once, 2 o'clock in the morning, in a Confederate uniform. So, even though Rollo was considered neutral territory. Um, Style without trial. What do you mean by Troll City up in here? Because I have not noticed a single solitary troll. And since you're the only one screaming troll, I'm going to have to say you're the troll. Grilled cheese with bacon. Now, I've never done grilled cheese with bacon. I've done grilled cheese with ham. Mom says she loves it. I guess she's had it once before. And yes, it's raining, and I can feel the chill coming off that window. Craving French toast. Yeah, I might do French toast this weekend. We got the breads for it. So. We had meatball subs for dinner. Oh, I love meatball sandwiches, especially ones that they make over at a Subway. They're really good. Okay, well, Docs and whatever the other person's name was, you're the only two saying trolls. So I don't know who you're talking about or what. But yeah, trolls around here get kicked pretty good. And kicking those, I don't like trolls and I don't play around with them. Let's see here. Bacon. Mom's never had weed. Huh?
Just laughing.
Oh. Let's see here. Oh, let's just put it this way. Let's see here. Style without trial. You have nothing on your channel, so I'm going to assume you're a brand new person. So, since you're brand new and you're screaming trolls, I'm going to just automatically think that you're just trying to stir up trouble. And Donna Docs is What Oh My 1, and her new channel has only been up for a short period of time. I don't know why she's got a new one. But you're the only two who are screaming anything about trolls. So, yes, it's raining, dear. I don't have to go check. I know there's three particular ghosts here. A young lady, probably in her 20s or 30s, a little girl, and this soldier. So yeah, I don't worry about them. They don't really. The dog, every so often, gets a little unhappy about it. Of course, Oreo gets unhappy about a lot of different things that she doesn't understand. Henry is our Confederate soldier. don't have anybody by the name Dahlia. Um, it's Susan, who's the little girl, and Diane, who's the young lady. Little girl, I think, was an accidental death. As for the young lady, the way she appears, she must have died from some sort of disease. Um, yeah. Henry is the only mouse that I've seen run through the house. I have not seen him run through the house in a while. And that was a real mouse, an actual mouse, field mouse. But I've had weird sightings, I guess you'd say, of things that not exactly explainable. But since they don't seem to be aggressive or bothersome, I don't worry about them. If they were aggressive or bothersome, then there would be a different story. Um, okay, so you're basically being picked up by a party bus. I guess that airport is Nevada. So I don't know if you heard me when I said it, Corey, but three ghosts. Okay, you will be arriving at 4 p.m. that way. Okay. I was kind of thinking if you were driving, you can take a shortcut, and when you hit St. Louis, go down 44. We can meet you up at one of the different eateries off of 44 in Rolla, or you can come straight to the house and see the house, even though it might be a little squirrely, messed up, whatever. Lived in, as my aunt used to say back in Arizona. Yeah, yeah. Um, sometimes it can be a thrill to go to places for New Year's. Different states, different locations have different types of celebrations. I know New York and Vegas are one of the two cities that have like some of the largest um, um, activities, New Year's celebration type stuff. Um, I'd like to know who these trolls that you think are out, because um, I'd probably get rid of them. Uh, because, excuse you, I do not believe Kickin is a troll on my channel. Now, you say ask Trisha. Well, Trisha is one of Diane's daughters or something like that. Huh? Tasha. Okay, Tasha. And I don't trust them, so you thinking Kickin, who I've known for quite some time on here, is a troll, you're dead wrong. And as far as I'm concerned, since you mentioned somebody's name that I don't want to hear on my channel, you can go bye-bye permanently. Um, Hi, Michelle. I haven't seen you in a while. Okay. Yeah. Um, let's see here. You want a sex ghost? Unfortunately, most ghosts aren't that sexy unless, and even when they commit suicide, there's always some sort of show or way of telling how they died. Disease, ghosts that have died from disease are not exactly the greatest to look at. Little children are just that, little children. But I I don't think I've ever seen a sexy ghost. You know. But like I said, most ghosts you can tell either how they died, or they tell you how they died, or you get a whiff of disease or illness or whatnot on the air. That is, if they are emitting any kind of aura. But sometimes auras don't get emitted by ghosts. You just see a gray or white form. And if they have you get a full apparition or full on apparition, you can see details. But, anyhow. Who was Diane? Dee Dee? Diane? The one who was basically trying to be a friend, but she ended up being a backstabbing little. Anyhow, I'm not gonna. No. What did we have for dinner? We had something simple. We just basically had Salisbury steak that you nuked. And basically what it was is it was a package of 6 Salisbury steaks that Mom thought it was something else and bought it, and it wasn't what she thought it was. So we had that for dinner tonight. And no offense to anybody who likes banquet meals, Salisbury steak. Let's just say I've had MREs that tasted a whole lot better because those things were so bland. It's like, can I throw a bunch of seasoning on top of this to make it taste better? So, yeah. Let's see here. What else is going on? Ooh. Zucchini and chicken strips with beets. Now, beets I'll eat. The zucchini has to be breaded and fried, and then I'll eat it. Like, slice like cucumbers and bread it and fry it. But anyhow. Because, I mean, I loved pickled beets or Harvard beets, which are basically I'll put it to bed when I'm done. I can't turn off that alarm unless I don't know how to turn it off unless I turn the whole thing off. But yeah. Well, yeah, I can understand you don't want to drive through the snow, especially when you hit the mountain regions. And you live up near Maine, I thought you said. So yeah, it's probably snowy up there. I didn't even think about that because snow around here is like, hey, look, it's snowing. Hey, look, it's melted. Unless it's like, snows in the middle of the night and it's cold for however long until it gets to that melting point. Where am I? I'm all over the place. Yeah, Jerry tries to keep as positive as possible. what about space and space aliens? Um, Not sure what you mean there, Becky. Um, yeah, Bluegrass. If somebody call you a troll, they must be looking in a mirror and thinking about themselves. Drones. You mean all that stuff that's going on about these things flying over the East Coast? Um, Nobody really knows what they are. Someone said they shot one down. Well, I guess with a rifle or something like that. Um, they could be drones. They could be anything. And unless we get one down or get a size, or because I mean the pictures I've seen, they look like drones. I mean, they look like drones. They don't look like some sort of weird spacecraft. Besides that, what little I know about aliens, I don't think they would be that bold to show themselves like that unless they planned on attacking us, which I would think they would not because we're so primitive to them compared to them that we're useless. So I don't really theorize about the drones or yeah. Some I have seen some footage and whatnot that make me go, that's not from Earth. But I'm kind of one of those type of people when it comes to something like that, extraterrestrials or aliens, whatever you want to call them. Unless I've had an experience that I can remember or recall, all I have is theory or my own ideas. Yeah, because we don't know what those drones are, so why would we want to shoot at one? Um, yes, Jerry, I know I'm over and I'm about ready to just Oh, you want to know if I think space aliens exist? Um, okay, Kicking, I'll see you around. Um, I'm gonna be getting off this anyhow. But I am going to answer that one question about space aliens. Blessed be Kicking. Um, I'm going to answer that one question, then I'm going to get off. As vast as the universe is, as vast as the galaxies are, I believe that there are intelligent life forms in different parts of the universe, the cosmos, whatever you want to call it. So the possibility of extraterrestrials or alien life forms, yes, I do believe that they are possibly real things. Because, like I said, as vast as the galaxy is, or as vast as the universe is, with so many different galaxies out there that NASA has seen through Hubble and one thing or another, yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, look at Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek. The possibility that we, as human beings, may be visited by an intelligent life form that helps accelerate our ability to travel through space and explore the galaxies and the universe itself on our own is a possibility. When? Don't know. How? Still don't know. But the possibilities are infinite. Oh, low battery on my phone. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get off this. So the possibilities are infinite. Now, like I said before, aliens coming to visit us. Um, will it ever happen? Who knows? Has it happened? Don't know. There's talk about Area 51. There's talk about this new location that I don't know what to call it because they never ever came out with a actual name.
Oh, I thought I heard area.
But there's like so many different possibilities of past visitations, and because of our arrogance and ignorance, aliens are either not going to come back down to Earth unless they find a group of people who are open minded enough to say that group of people or that particular person is open minded enough for us to have some form of friendly conversation or visitation and whatnot. So, don't know. Um, so I'm like, we don't know who the aliens are, so I don't guess on that, but um, you know, depending on what you believe in, yeah, we don't know if God is an alien or not. I mean, unless you're a Mormon because you think that kind of stuff. Um, so I'm just you know I have my own opinion, and it might not agree with anybody, and a lot of people's opinions I don't agree with because it's like that's a far fetch, That's a far fetch because I mean, there's been so many theories and investigations into the possibilities and all that kind of stuff. I just take care, Bluegrass. I'm about ready to get off myself. Um, so I'm just like infinite possibilities. If you believe in infinite possibilities, you might believe in aliens. I'm not saying I don't, because I mean, I've known visitations. I've had other people, I've heard other stories. So look out amongst the stars. How many stars do you see? Billions of stars out there, right? You see billions of stars, and we know there are other galaxies out there. We're not the only galaxy in the cosmos. We know there's other galaxies out there because of science and NASA. But how many of those stars that we see in the cosmos is what scientists now dub M-class planets, where there are life forms that are as intelligent, if not more intelligent, than we are, and they're the ones flying around our planet and flying through our atmosphere, and we don't know who they are, if they're good, bad, or indifferent. They could look at us going, "Stupid. Let's just move to the next inhabited planetoid." There are others who are like, they're capable of doing things, but they're not ready. You know, there's so many infinite possibilities. But anyhow, I am going to go because one, my phone is about ready to die, and two, I'm my brain is done. That's the only way I can describe it. It's ready to just sit there and play doll games until I fall asleep. So I will bid you guys a good night. Um, and I will see you around. What's today? Today's Tuesday. So I'll probably see you around maybe Thursday. So we'll see. So you guys have a good night. Enjoy. Have a good day tomorrow. And have a blessed Merry Christmas. And I'll probably be saying that again. But anyhow, you guys have a good night. Bye.